Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Elseworlds Exchange. I'm Sal.
And I'm Joel.
So, a couple of things before we get started. First of all, welcome to ComicPop Returns, the channel where ComicPop produces live podcasts and other shows that aren't back issues here on this new channel. And we want to thank all of you for not only being here today, but also for subscribing, because we hit 10K the other day, and I'm like overwhelmed, and it's just incredible. And it's like, because it represents basically 10% of the main audience over at ComicPop Prime, and that's like unheard of. So thank you all so much for your support. And if you could give this video a like, it would help us out. So today we're going to be talking about X-Men teams.
Yes.
The Hellfire Gala is in full swing.
Sure is.
And Joel, this is something that you kind of were you were kind of pitching. You were like, "There's every X-Man is on the table."
Yep, for the first time ever because of the resurrection protocols. Doesn't matter how long they've been dead. Doesn't matter how obscure they are. Everyone's back and on Krakoa for the taking.
Yep, except for the ones who can read your mind, see into the future, or Thunderbird.
Except for the pre. Yeah, what is up with that? What is up with Thunder? Actually, no, I think he was in the background of a scene, but no one's written.
Was he? Because that could have been Warpath.
I think he was at Blob's bar, but you're right. It could very well have been James Proud. So I was like, oh, I'm rocking the old Thunderbird costume again.
Yeah,
why
which
not?
he definitely wore. So I don't know. It's weird.
He was a ghost in that Nightwing or Nightcrawler, like giant size. Like, oh, the ghost of the X-Men. You're like, oh, hey, look, it's Proudstar.
Yeah. What is the deal with that? I don't know.
Why you guys refuse to bring him back? And also, too, it's interesting, too, in trying to create a brand new X-Men team, because like we said, everyone is on the table, and every team name that you know is probably going to end up getting reused in this Hickman era at some point. We got all the X-Factors, the X-Forces, the Excaliburs. They're going obscure.
Yeah, we even got new titles like the X-Corps and more. Of course,
Inferno.
Wolverine books is also there.
Yeah. I said Inferno. We're dusting off Inferno again.
Yeah. Is this a second reference to an old event that we've gotten? Because I know that, what was it? Hickman used Secret Wars, which was an old event.
Yep.
He's doing Inferno, and I think there was another one, but it doesn't matter. The point is, he's everything that was X-Men is new and can be used again. And
sure is.
They've even got Space X-Men thanks to the Sword book, which is exciting. I also want to mention, of course, the show is sponsored by viewers like you. If you're watching the show live, you can always use super chats and ask a question or comment. We'll read it here on the show. Like Nerdy Rock Comics, who says, "You guys rock." Would love for Thunderbird or Warbird to come back because cool powers. Indeed. Warbird is, I believe, Carol Danvers.
Yes, that's right, because she had a bunch of... She was binary, she was Warbird.
Yes, but Warpath. And I think Warpath... There's no way Warpath isn't back. But Thunderbird is the question. And I know that there was a reference in the Bar Sinister implications that he would be coming back, but so far I haven't seen anything. And by the way, I haven't read every single X book, so I don't know if necessarily like... It's
true.
If Teenie Howard's like, tee-hee, look over here, or if Hickman's like, ho-ho, I don't know. So we'll see. But Brian Rollins mentions can't watch live, but the X's, all the X-Men with former partners they dumped, like Storm and Forge, Polaris and Havoc, Wild Child and Aurora. I like that. The X's.
That's pretty good. The couple counseling book.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I honestly did look up a number of words that had EX in their names.
Oh, cool.
I couldn't find anything that wasn't already used or didn't make any damn sense. I was
There's
like,
a lot of that.
There was one idea, and I didn't even really develop it. Maybe we could get into it, but like, that's really all I had. I was just, I definitely didn't want to do it again. I didn't want to just like take an old name and reuse it. I wanted to be like, if we're creating a new X-Men team or we're creating different teams, let's start from scratch. But that doesn't mean that A, we can't do that, and B, that they're not doing it right now at X-Men right now.
Oh, of course. So, I think by the end of this Hickman era, we had Dawn of X, we're in Reign of X now because everything comes in 3. I'm sure the last one will be the Fall of X.
No question.
Is that always the way? That we'll have recycled every X-Men title. They'll bring back Extreme X-Men by the time this is all done.
I'll be honest, I thought they were going to bring back the XSE, Xavier Security Enforcers. See, The thing is, with Hickman, I feel like because he can do anything he wants, and because I don't think Ten of Swords sold very well, and I don't think that...
oh, really?
I think that they're going to start scaling back. I mean, Fallen Angels was their first blemish.
Well, that was a mini, was, or did they just say it was a mini? It
became a mini. All of them would be regular series if they sold well. But I think they
got canceled just recently.
It did, and I don't know if that was a cancellation or a hiatus situation. But either way, X Factor's no more.
Which is a shame because I thought it was a clever premise, but I just couldn't read it. I had too many.
That's the thing. Too many titles.
Too much quality. My cup runneth over. I'm going to have to start ignoring some of these.
That's what's so exciting about the X-Men era right now, about the dawn of X, is that, like, if you like the X-Men, there's a team for you.
Yeah,
right?
it's true.
If you want to see the X-Men in space, Sword. If you want to see Wolverine, he's got a title. You want to read about the main X-Men or what matters, read the X-Men title. You want to see them doing Black Ops mission, X-Force. All over the place. You want to see the inner workings of the corporation that Xavier set up to sell plant medicine to the rest of the world. X-Corps.
Angel always be closing. Hell, do you want a darkly comedic Secret Six kind of book? Then read Hellions. I'm reading Hellions.
That's right. It's yes, like you said, our cup runneth over of X books. Let's see. Isaiah Garcia says Comic-Con is back. I just got the email. Yes, I also got the email, at least with New York Comic-Con. New York Comic-Con is definitely coming back. I have registered for a panel. I will be rejected like I have the last 10 years. But we'll see. I can't register for press yet, so that's not available. But
I'm still not fully vaxxed yet, and probably won't be till like October anyway. But we'll see.
Well, that's when the con happens.
Yeah.
So.
Putting it close.
Yes. Also, Baltimore Comic-Con is happening, and I'll be there going there. So hopefully we'll see you there, everybody.
Sweet.
And Ron Caterasano says the X-Men Gay Straight Alliance, which is pretty much just X Factor.
There was a lot of representation in that book, which is true of all the team books. There's a lot of representation. Lots of different mutants from a lot of different walks of life all making up the different teams.
True enough. So let's jump into it. We're going to talk about X-Men titles or new X-Men teams. Now, what were your prerequisites? What were your requirements when you went into this idea?
So I wanted to try and get a team name that isn't currently in use, which is difficult because all the big ones are in use.
Exactly.
I wanted to use team members who were not currently tied up elsewhere. Because, again, if I just wanted to put frickin' Wolverine, Cyclops, Colossus, Nightcrawler all in a team, I could. But I'm not going to. They're all busy. I need to use the toys in the box that aren't currently in use. And moreover than that, my big pitch is I wanted to dust off the old international X-Men idea, which seems a little weird in the Krakoan era, where it seems to be they're building their own cultural identity and their own nation and everything. But I thought, one of the best things about the X-Men is that they're kind of all over. So it's like, well, hey, let's create a team that's basically a Krakoan UN force. And the idea is like, look, you go to other nations and try and spread the word of Krakoa, either be it by fighting villains or by, wheeling and dealing in back rooms and everything to basically try and get more people to accept Krakoa as a friend, which ironically we're actually seeing quite a lot of in the Hellfire Gala book right now, where Emma Frost is wheeling and dealing and schmoozing.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I've never seen Emma be more proactive in her role than in the Hellfire Gala. She's wheeling and dealing left and right. I've never seen her
Captain America.
Yeah, I've never seen her well, I don't know about that. She said oh God, I remind him of his mother. Get him away from me.
But I could if I wanted to, though. Everyone, I'm just putting that out there to the room.
Yeah, that's a tough sell, Emma.
Yeah, really.
I feel like Steve would not fall for her wiles.
Yeah, that would be a fun story. Miss Frost.
Miss Frost, please. I don't like fast women.
No, clearly not. Oh, shit. Shaw just laughs in the background from his wheelchair.
Yeah, Frost just drop, just her jaw. Anyway, so that's a cool idea. Representation and building bridges.
Also a callback to arguably one of the greatest periods in X-Men, when it was an international team anyway.
Yes, the giant size X-Men.
Yeah.
So who's your team?
Well, starting things off, we kind of buried the lead already, but I want to bring back John Proudstar. I want to bring back Thunderbird to have him lead the team and be the representative of America.
Oh, I like that. He would, it's funny. John was always such a instigator and such like he had issues with Xavier the whole time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think Xavier, I'm not sure which is my headcanon, which one actually happened, but I feel like Xavier absolutely used his mind powers on John to coerce him into being on the team in the first place. So I'd love to see what John would do. That's kind of like my fascination with him returning anyways. Like, what would John Proudstar do now?
Absolutely.
Like, would he be like, this sucks?
Or would he be on board with it?
Yeah. Like, does he care about being a mutant at all? Because he's been dead since the 70s. I have no idea.
And that's the part I want to play with, too. I want, to get really meta in the story. It's like, why not me? Why was I never brought back? Everyone else got a chance to be resurrected multiple times over. What did I do wrong? Is it because I got in your face, Xavier? Is that why you kept putting me lower and lower down on the list? Or is it because you liked my brother more?
Right. I mean, this Xavier? Yes. This Xavier is petty. He is a dick. Professor Xavier is a jerk.
It would be good too, we bring a Warpath in here and maybe we get some Freaky Friday scenarios in where they're actually both Thunderbird and they're trading off and everything, so you don't actually know who's in the costume and they can be in two places at once.
Oh, okay. But I love the idea of forcing him to be a leader and making him make nice with European nations.
It could be that would be interesting too. A native man having to, play peacemaker with colonial powers. Even better too, you have to wonder, as a native man, what does he feel about Krakoa? It's like, well, we finally have a nation for our own, and that's pretty great, but also this whole thing seems to be built on a tapestry of lies and backstabbing and everything else.
Yeah. No, it is. It absolutely is. Like, are we not the colonizers now?
Have we not? I mean, Hickman keeps playing with that idea. It's like they haven't crossed that line yet, but they're going to cross that line eventually, is what they keep saying.
And I know that, the rest of the world is funny because when they look at Krakoa, they're like, okay, you carved out an island for yourself. The island is alive, blah, blah, blah. But then another island shows up, and they're like, okay, so you're expanding.
Yes.
And it's like, well, yes, but technically those islands are alive and they were supposed to be together anyway. And then another island shows up and it's like, how big is Krakoa going to get? And it's like, well, inevitably it'll be the Earth because we're the dominant species on the planet. But
we're expanding into space and breaking bread with the Shi'ar and everyone else. But don't pay attention to that. That's not important.
Yeah, don't worry about the fact that, by the time the actual human race develops space travel, Orcus notwithstanding, we will have already made treaties with alien races, and you'll be the last one to the party.
Just saying. Man, it's crazy, too, because it's like they're speeding things up either organically or, just by sheer happenstance. And then you got the Orcus guys be like, well, we got to speed up our, Sentinel program. We got to speed up Nimrod, even though, as we know from the future, no, that's what dooms humanity, though. The robots are like, what the fuck are we taking orders from you guys?
Yeah. And of course, the X-Men are instigating it to the point where it's like, we need to speed up. And it's like, you're hastening your own demise. Yourselves, you're kind of responsible for the, resurrection of Nimrod. It's
a Shakespearean tragedy.
It is indeed. So who else is on this UN tour team? What are they called? Have you come up with the name yet?
I think we just say International X-Men. We just take that.
Oh, okay.
Or we keep it short, call it the UN X-Men, like USA
X-Men.
Avengers.
Oh my god.
We just take that name, just keep it short.
Sure.
I want the original Silver Samurai on this team, too, because one of the coolest parts of modern X-Men is everyone is supposed to be on the same team, so you can have heroes and villains rub shoulders.
Totally. I love that idea. Yes.
And Silver Samurai is great, too, because he hasn't really been used in anything. He had a bit part in X of Swords where he was really pissed off that he didn't get invited to the big sword fight when he's the sword guy.
Yep. That's kind of my thing. What the hell?
And that can be his raison d'etre. Xavier can be like, oh, God, Harada's been up my ass for the last several months. He really wants to be put on a team. He really wants to contribute. Fine, you be the Japan guy. We won't pick Sunfire for a change. You can be the Japan guy on this, okay?
Right. Sunfire hated being an X-Man anyway, so I'm fine with that, too.
So there you go. And obviously, of course, Thunderbird and Silver Samurai, they're going to have different ideas about where the team should go, and they're going to bump heads endlessly. They're going to be like, the leader and the lancer and everything.
Yeah, totally.
So that's where I would go with that one. And plus, too, with the Silver Samurai, you have so much great connection to so much cool X-Men stuff from Japan and the Miller years and everything else. And there's an arc where they got to go to Japan and everything, and Harada's got to put his like family shit in order.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I mean that's basically like a Wolverine book where it's like I gotta drag all of you people into my family drama, and we're gonna make everything come to a head. I like that idea though. That's
always
classic X-Men. Yeah,
they'll call Wolverine, and be like, "Hey, Wolverine, you want to help us out?" And there's nope, done it too many times.
Yeah, pass.
You guys got this.
Yeah, why don't you call Dakin or whatever his name is? I was gonna say Gorgon.
Oh yeah, wasn't he dead? Didn't he die in X of Swords? Wasn't he the one guy?
Yeah, but he's back.
Oh, is he? What book did he come back in? Did I miss that?
I don't recall, but he's back. And unlike the rest, he's back and he's like better.
Right. Yeah, I guess we're still dealing with that storyline that sometimes you come back fucked up if you died in the other world. Sometimes you come back better.
Yeah, depending on where you're from.
Yeah, I guess we still got to deal with that at some point.
Oh, I guess they might. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, yeah, that's exciting.
So yeah, I would put him on the team because I thought he would be an interesting addition and just a guy who's not doing anything at the moment.
Right. Yeah, and he's a fun design. Like he's a good silhouette. Why not use
the best silhouette?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's half the fun of putting Havoc on any team. Like I understand some people like Havoc, but for the most part, it's like I just think Havoc's a cool looking character with a fun costume.
Sure is.
Put him on a team. And
he could have him fight his son, too. His son's like, I was Silver Samurai. Yeah, but everyone still thought I was in the costume, though. No one even knows your name.
Yeah, I didn't. Drew Torres says, could Moira McTaggart's timelines be a backdoor to explain Marvel's sliding timescale? I think it only complicates Marvel's timescale, but I think that Hickman wouldn't have started without having the ending planned, so I'm excited to see what this means and how Moira's whole thing comes together.
Pretty interesting how sparingly they used Moira, too. She was the biggest thing in Hawks and Pox, and then she just silently faded into the background because that's part of the gimmick. Look, this doesn't work if I'm out there.
Right, exactly. And no one can know that I'm kind of the reason this happened.
And she's reading the books of destiny there, so, there's clearly something going on there.
Mm-hmm. J. Joseph Frazier says, I would say I'm surprised Marvel never did an X-Men story or book where they tackle cultural appropriation, but I think that's where Kota is heading.
I mean, aren't there like a group of villains, the Cult of X in this new era, who worship X-Men and the Gate so much that they like carve X's into their head? If that ain't insane cultural appropriation, I don't know what is.
Certainly.
Heck, even what is it? Those Children of the Atom books, they're acting like X-Men, they're dressing up like X-Men, but they're not really mutants.
Yeah. Well, and the characters that don't even have books where, every once in a while we'll check in with people like Magneto and Exodus who are sitting around a campfire with all these like children and indoctrinating them into fear-mongering and worship and self-worship.
Yeah, and turning, Scarlet Witch, our friend, your daughter, for many years into a pariah boogeyman to this whole community.
That's right. Joshua Vaughn, X-Men lineup, Cable, Chamber, Colossus, Cannibal, Cypher, and Cecilia Reyes, a real C-list, as it were.
Strong C-list team, though. That's a lot of cult favorites on that one.
Yeah, and they all start with the letter C.
Wow, the C Crew.
Exactly, C Crew, C Team.
C-Force.
There you go, C-Force. Jam Call X, Explorers, the Krakoan Science and Expeditionary Initiative, land, sea, air, space, reality. There's stuff to explore, and they're going to do it.
Oh, that's fun. Make it like an Indiana Jones book. Like, no, we don't fight people in this book. We find amazing discoveries, and then we run away from big boulders.
Yeah, and we try to, I could imagine them kind of getting into the exploration race, as it were, being like, we need our own museums, and we need our own, kind of head start culturally on
I like that,
on all these different iconography and artifacts, and using them to kind of inform what we're going to do. Yeah.
Oh, actually, didn't Emma Frost say that? She's like, look, we've made a lot of money at this Hellfire Trading Company thing. We need to go on Hellfire expeditions now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what does that mean? Emma, the world has already all been mapped out. Oh, you think?
Oh, yeah, but I mean, we know Namor. We can go down there.
Yeah, true enough.
Yeah. I had a name. That's all I had. It was called Exalted. And it could be
solid name.
It could be Exalted, but it's basically just a team of. It's more or less like the Externals, where it's like a bunch of old characters. But I was thinking Exalted would be characters who either have been leaders or who are like kind of generally OP.
So like a brain trust for all the Omega mutants.
Exactly. Yeah, like it's the Omega Mutants team, so it'd be like Storm and stuff like that. And that's all I kind of had. I was just kind of like, I just had that name. That was the only one from my list where I'm like, that's a cool name.
It is. It really
is. Exalted. What does that mean, though? I don't know.
Are they like the power behind the power in Krakoa? Are they just where we put the Omega Mutants to keep them busy until we need them?
Right? Do they secretly meet? Is it like the Illuminati of the Krakoa?
Ooh.
Oh, who makes your international X-Men, by the way?
I haven't really thought.
I don't have one either, but yeah.
I mean, obviously, you would want a good international team on an international book. So yeah, let's keep talking. Maybe I'll think of one.
Yeah. With the Exalted, I'd want Hickman to talk about it because he's the only one who knows who all the Omega Mutants are.
True.
Based on his own personal decisions.
Yes, and his own little redacted things there, where it's like, look, I don't know who everyone's going to be yet, but I know who some are going to be.
Yeah, and then some writers who work at the same company as me will take it away from me.
Yeah, that tends to be the case.
But now that writer is not working on the book that covers that character, so maybe Hickman will take it away from him then.
They've been pretty good so far in like spacing out the Omega level mutants all over the place. Storm is on the Marauders. Legion is in the Way of X book and everything. Yes, they're all kind of hanging out. They're not doing anything too important yet.
Mm-hmm. No, but they all play key roles. Like Legion's doing his own thing that is gonna be pretty important.
Yeah.
And Storm is like in every significant X-Men story.
She is, and yet people say they're burying her for some reason. Like, really? Because she seems to be everywhere.
Yeah. Iceman would be on this.
Who you forget he's an Omega mutant because he's so silly.
Exactly. Maybe the antagonist is Quentin Quire. I don't know, but anyway, Exalted. Yeah.
That's good. That's solid.
Tevia says, what about the Exiles? What a shock. Have the X-Men travel the multiverse? Yeah, I have a book like that.
I mean, we had Exiles not that long ago, and people were shockingly not as interested as we were. I loved it.
Hard to believe. But yeah, that was a great book about 20 years ago.
Good old Solid in a mid there, continuing to cut his teeth and showing like, look, I can spin gold out of whatever you guys give me, no matter how weird it is.
Exactly. I did have a team like that. Basically, the Multiversal X-Men. It's led by Old Man Logan.
Ah, good. Got to get him in there somewhere. Nice.
The team basically consists of Old Man Logan, Bishop, Rachel, Blink, Cable, and Jimmy Hudson.
That's pretty sick. Hey, you actually found something for Jimmy Hudson to do. Holy shit.
And he's only there because he has to represent that universe. They're like, we have nobody from 616 or from 1601 or whatever the hell the designation was.
Yeah. I actually have I have something kind of like that on my international team where it's like, look, we have all these countries and the year 2099.
Right. I love that. Yeah, that's great.
Because, again, this is all about trying to ensure mutant kind's future, right? So eventually the future you're trying to build is going to mess with the future that's already been built. And, what about, what do they have? Nation X in 2099?
Yes.
So eventually Nation X is going to have to send someone back in time and be like, hey, what are you guys doing? You're messing with our future.
Yeah. I believe it's, X Nation 2099. That first issue was one of the worst comics I've ever read in my life.
I know, but I remembered it, so I'm going to bring back one of the lates. In fact, I'll say that right now. Shakita Hadard, which is like, one of the few prominent like Indian mutants. She's a doctor. She's a scientist.
Yes.
Doesn't have a great costume, but I would love her to be kind of like the sixth ranger of this international team. Like maybe 2 arcs in, she comes back from 2090. Yeah, it's like, guys, what's up? And then like Xavier and Magneto could freak the fuck out. They'd be like, oh my God, we were so worried about precogs. We didn't think about time travelers.
Yeah.
Are we going to have to kill or enslave all the time travelers to stop them from fucking up Moira's plan?
Right? I also love, by the way, I forgot, we talked about X Nation before we talked about the X-Men 2099.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which is a whole team of characters, and you've got all the analogs, I guess you put Bloodhawk on that team just because he's the most visually distinct.
Indeed.
He looks so stupid, and he's got a wings, and his name's Bloodhawk. So he's just a relic. I love the idea of this character from like 100 years in the future as a relic.
Yeah.
Very representation of yeah, exactly. Not the time you think. But yeah. And like, you know, the reality is when it comes to bringing anybody back, I mean, like they've already mentioned they can bring back Old Man Cable.
Yes, we've seen for Al Ewing's big final annihilation story. They're like, yep, he's coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, sure. They even talk about it. And then Cyclops says, I'll use all my power and influence to keep that from happening. But if you can bring back old Cable, you can bring back Old Man Logan.
Yeah, you might as well.
He's been here. He's been here. Cerebro caught his wavelength. There you go.
I mean, they even kind of set it up because that like mutant auction house that was selling stuff, one of the things was Old Man Logan's arm, and Wolverine's like, I don't remember losing my arm.
Right. It's like, yeah, you didn't, dude.
Damn, wouldn't that be crazy? Because we can do anything with the resurrection protocol. So yeah, why can't we have Logan and Old Man Logan running around?
Yeah, I would love to see Old Man Logan show up now. Be like, this is freaking weird.
and does he like Krakoa or does he not like Krakoa? And will that give him and Wolverine a reason to fight each other?
Exactly. I would love to see that because Old Man Logan is like, I've kind of settled into the Marvel universe. There ain't no Krakoa. There ain't no Moiras. Like the world I come from, the mutants don't make it.
Yeah. And maybe we're not supposed to. Maybe he's all like cynical and nihilistic.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe that's what Mystique's Inferno book is about. It's her recruiting all the mutants who are anti-Krakoa and everything to try and bring it all down, man.
Yeah, hey. That'd be kind of fun if, because Mystique's obviously going to try to take down Krakoa if some characters who, like Cable and Old Man Logan are kind of on her team. They're like, yeah, screw this place.
Mystique and the Revolutionaries.
Yeah. Hey, there's a book.
Thank you. Yeah, just all the anti-Krakoan mutants, because they planted seeds that not everyone is on the side of this idea for one reason or another.
That's right.
And some of them are mutants we like and are like good people. It's like, well, if he says it, maybe he's right.
Yeah, I haven't seen. What are they doing with Bishop at all?
He's the Red Knight of the Hellfire Trading Company. He's like Kate Pryde's right-hand man.
Okay. Because I kind of feel like Bishop be like, what do we even do? Like, what is this?
He's definitely conflicted. He's the most conflicted, and Kate and Emma often go around him.
Mm-hmm.
There's the great bit with Shaw where it's like, oh, I found the evidence. I know Shaw's the one that killed Captain K. And I got like, guys, we were already on top of that. In fact, we went and kicked his ass like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's like, oh okay. You should have told me. Thanks.
Oh, well, then what the hell am I doing here?
That's the thing. They kind of keep him going with busy work.
Yeah. Plus, Jimmy Hudson, again, like, dude hasn't been in anything since X-Men Blue.
It's true.
But he's here, right?
Might as well do something with him.
Might as well do something. And we've already established the Maker had been kicking around here for long enough to be a character.
Yeah.
It's not like Miles where it's like, is he from here? Is he from there? Duh. Maker is like, no, I'm not.
I think with Miles, they eventually did come out and say, yes, he is from the Ultimate Universe. He's having trouble rectifying those memories with the new memories he's created here.
Yeah, that horrible retconned origin from Secret Invasion.
I'm glad they got rid of that. And they're like, no, he's from the Ultimate Universe. Don't worry.
Yeah, I love that they were just like, that didn't work. Throw it away. Like, good. Just throw away bad ideas. Don't keep those.
Hill, wrote an entire, one shot that was the sole purpose of throwing out the Bendis Ultimate Origin. One of the worst things ever. And it's like, oh yeah, that's gone now. Forget we said that.
Yeah, just forget it.
We commissioned a whole special issue, but forget it.
Exactly. Mina Qwerty says, gotta get back to work. Keep up the great work. Curious question. How many different Nathan Summers can you have on one team? I think at least 3, right?
The Nathan core.
Because I haven't seen X-Man either.
No, I guess we haven't seen him yet. They haven't pulled the trigger on that yet, but I'm sure they will at some point.
Yeah. And it's funny. There are characters that we like, who everyone points to as one of their favorites, like Blink. Has Blink ever actually been here?
Debatable.
Right? Like, Blink's from the Age of Apocalypse universe. Their antagonist, by the way, it would be Dark Beast.
We're going to bring him back, of course, because we can bring back anyone anyway, so why not?
Yeah. Hell, what we do is we just establish, like, in the beginning, like when they first established the 5, they were just so excited, because, they say, like, it's like, when they make their magic together, it's like they're ejaculating. So they just couldn't help themselves, and they had like a crazy resurrection fest in the very the first several hours of Krakoa's inception. They just churned out all these characters. Like, no, Old Man Low was brought back like first because he was one of the last to die. So we just dumped him. We got all kinds of characters. We got Dark Beast by accident. We got
they were challenging each other. I bet you can't bring back Dark. I bet you can't bring back Old Man Logan. Oh, challenge accepted.
Exactly. So and then Xavier shows up. He's like, "Hey, I just got a massive download from this thing. Are you guys resurrecting each other without me?"
No, bringing back people from alternate universes and timelines.
Yeah. Are you really messing up timelines and crap, man? No.
Dark Beast would be a fun resurrection too, because regular Beast is acting like Amanda Waller now and being just like this amoral.
Basically, is Dark Beast.
He's being an amoral son of a bitch. So it'd be interesting for Beast to be like, no, you are not going to horn in on my racket.
Yeah. Well, and that'd be a great opportunity for our Hank to be like looking at him and go, "Oh my God,
what have I become? I'm not that different from you anymore."
Yeah, there is virtually no difference between this guy and me, except for him being slightly darker, like in fur. Also, you get an opportunity there for Dark Beast to look like friggin' Beast.
Yeah, true. That'd be fun.
One character look like Beast.
I like it. You sold me.
So yeah. Anyway, I don't know what the hell they're called, but that'd be a lot of fun. Oh, and just throw it at Al Ewing.
Yeah, because he'll make magic out of it.
Yeah, just Al Ewing, take this idea for the Exiles, change the name because obviously that doesn't sell.
As we have established.
And, maybe Dark Beast is like, if I assemble these pieces of different, like, disparate realities together, I could wield some ancient force.
I'll create my own circuit because we're all into the Dark Mutant Circuit because we're big into that now. The Five and Sword's got their own group.
Yeah, there you go. So, but yeah, I'll let we're come up with a title, as we go. But,
Multiverse X.
Yeah. Right.
Just a word and put X at the end of it.
Exactly. Christian Pereira says, "Hey guys, here's my idea. Exiles, mutants, or adjacent who can't or don't want to go on Krakoa, like Franklin or Wiccan or Speed, Deadpool, Goblin Queen, Blindfold, Pete Wisdom. And congrats for 10K. Thank you, man."
Ooh, I got a name for that. The Expatriates.
Yeah, Expatriates. Or X-Men, EX.
Right. Fun.
But yeah, I like Expatriates. I think that's actually a book. But yeah, man. The only issue is Franklin, not a mutant anymore. Deadpool, never a mutant.
Though very much still tied into X-Men lore and continuity. Yes. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. And I honestly feel like it's funny because Hickman obviously orchestrated this whole thing ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
He executes this thing. He has Franklin in his chart.
Yep.
Dan Slott says, "I can still swing my dick around at Marvel."
Clearly.
No, actually, Franklin is not a mutant. Lol.
But why? But why would you do that, though? What does that change?
Well, what it does is it throws a monkey wrench in Hickman's plans and reminds him that he's not
top dog here.
Yeah, he's not top dog. I'm Dan Slott. But then he's off Fantastic Four now.
Yeah.
So Hickman literally went from, so I don't have to change my plans whatsoever. Like I literally didn't. You went out of your way to screw up my plans. I didn't do one thing differently.
Yeah.
Also, you mind the Chip Zdarsky X-Men Fantastic Four miniseries. Way to go.
Also that too, which is funny. Hellfire Gala makes reference to that the Four and the X-Men are still kind of frosty with each other. But Xavier, who comes out looking like a whole Emmy award, it's like, "Oh, Franklin, it's so good to have our human friends on the island. Is that right, you little human?"
Ugh.
Can you believe I was so, into trying to recruit you? Boy, that was crazy.
Yeah, what a waste of time.
I'm so over you, Franklin.
Yeah. Until I find out you're actually a mutant for real, though.
Haha, I knew it.
Yeah. John Chung, the Wolverines, a team comprised of anyone with bone claws. They did that.
Oh, yeah, they did, didn't they? It was called Wolverines, and it was just all the Wolverine-adjacent characters.
Yeah. I thought about that for a second, and then I'm like, how is that any different from, like, X-Force when it was just characters with adamantium?
It's true.
And I'm like, yeah.
Where's Lady Deathstrike? I almost made her the representative of Japan, and then I'm like, nah, Lady Deathstrike's been overused.
No. Silver Samurai
is where it's at. He's more fun.
Yeah. But I hear you. I hear you. Like the thing is, there are so many Wolverine characters or Bone Claw characters. You could easily just do a team of them.
Heck, Hellions could very easily have used Sabretooth. I appreciate them for being like, no, Wild Child's where it's at because he's weirder and funnier.
No, Sabretooth's in the hole. Remember, he got punished.
Yeah, they could have gotten him out of the hole, but I appreciate they used Wild Child, then killed him and made him come back bigger and more Sabertoothy.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Cam, put all the 90s gun-toting mutants on one team and call them Excessive Force.
Oh, that's pretty dope. See, in 1990, that would have made bank.
Yes, Excessive Force. You kidding me? Now it's like, I would have called them X-Patrol.
That's pretty good, too.
But yeah, Excessive Force. God, that sucks.
It's
a great idea, but it's like, damn.
That expatriate thing reminded me. My representative of France, I made up this list last night, and I forget if she's even a mutant or not. Amanda Sefton, Nightcrawler's adopted sister. Is she a mutant or is she just magical?
I don't know, actually.
I couldn't confirm this either, because I think she would be a good person on the team because, she's of Romany descent, was born in France, circus, is magical, so, she can help the UN team deal with the magical side of things.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's interesting.
Because her adopted mother is a monster.
Right. So is
which I almost put her on the team too, but then I'm just like, wait, is she a mutant or is she just a monster? There's a difference.
Yeah. I think she's not a mutant.
No, I don't think so. Like a homo magi or whatever.
Yeah.
This is where it gets weird.
Somebody mentioned in the chat that Reed whispered something to Charles during that scene.
And we don't know what he said, yeah.
Oh, he's like, actually, he is a mutant. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, ha ha ha, I win this one. Smartest man in the world, read out.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you know that Hickman loves Franklin. That sucks.
He really does, yeah. But yeah, I think Sefton would be an interesting thing. Even if she's not a mutant, I think it would be fun to have her on the team. Be like, wait, but aren't you? Yeah, but I'm such good friends with the X-Men and Kirk vouched for me.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have at least one human on the team.
Listen, Brian Braddock played a major role in one of your events, and he's not even close to being a mutant.
That's right, yeah. We call it the Braddock Clause. If you're a close enough friend or family member of mutant kind, you get grandfathered into Krakoa.
That's right.
Because we're not anti-human here on Krakoa. No. We're just pro-mutant.
Yeah. There's such a distinction between those two things.
But isn't that what real-world racists regularly say to justify their bigotry? No.
Wow. That's kind of a leap. It's a little bit of a leap, I feel like. George J., an X-Men Imperial Guard book would be a great way to bring in Kid Gladiator again. I love it when he was attending the Jean Grey School. Yeah. Yeah, anybody from the Jean Grey School that you don't get to see anymore.
That would be good.
Right? Jack O'Connell says, you can fix Franklin with Spider-Man 2 route. Say he canceled out his own powers because of PTSD and guilt. Such an easy fix. Yep. Yeah, that whole X-Men Fantastic Four event, that was really stressful.
Yeah, you're so powerful, Franklin. You made yourself not a mutant, then you did again.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just so powerful, Franklin.
They literally could just have they could have Jean look in there and be like, "Oh no, you are a mutant. What are you doing? Like you just tricked. You made yourself believe you're not one." Yeah, oh, wait a minute. I don't remember how they just determine it's a mutant, but like he's not a mutant anymore. But like because there's the whole Saint Elsewhere, like Franklin's.
Tommy Westfall, it all exists in my snow globe.
Exactly. So I'm thinking like maybe Franklin was suggested by someone to be a mutant or to not be a mutant. And so he made that real. Because they say, I think, that he made himself into a mutant. It's like, no. He didn't choose to be a mutant. It's that he...
In fact, it's a little offensive to say you choose how you're born, Marvel Comics.
But he uses like his powers maybe subconsciously, and hey, you could link him with the Onslaught story. Onslaught was like the secret hidden personality inside of him.
I like that.
Onslaught was hiding in Franklin the whole time.
It was me all along, Onslaught.
And to keep the X-Men off my tail, I hid you being a mutant from them. So they'd leave you alone, and I could manifest my powers within your reality-altering powers. The end of Onslaught, which is me using you and X-Man. Now I just need I need Nate Gray, and then I can just quietly and subtly use the two of you to make myself come back to life.
Oh, that's good. That's real good. It uses continuity and it fixes something that was broken.
Yes. And we get Onslaught again.
Yeah. And no one would have any problem with that. They'd be like, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, seriously. All you got to do is have a big full-page splash by Pepe Larraz of Onslaught, and you're like, okay, all's forgiven. Dope.
Sold.
New type JB Lee says, hey guys, love your show. Thank you, man. How about a non-Krakoa street level mutant team? My lineup for that would be Molly Hayes, Bishop Jubilee, and Layla Miller. Hey, what is that? What is Layla up to anyway?
Yeah, true enough.
Right.
I'm surprised they haven't gone street level team. Then again, I guess that's kind of what Children of the Atom are, because they're the only ones who are actually out there fighting crime right now.
Yes.
Maybe the Duggan book will change that because they're unveiling the new team, and Cyclops says, no, I want to go back to actually doing good and being a superhero again.
Totally. Well, I mean, like, here's the thing. We know that's going to happen when Hickman leaves the book. So we don't want to steal their thunder.
Yeah, let's not blow our wad yet when we have the return to status quo, the big return to status quo.
Yeah, they didn't blow up the mansion. It's just sitting there waiting for them to come back.
True enough.
Hey, remember when we were talking about those angry mutants that were going to stick it to Krakoa? Well, Dennis Bell suggested the excommunicated.
Oh, solid. I think that book is going to be called Inferno, or the Invent is going to be called Inferno, because she's got to burn it down. But I like excommunicated a lot.
Yeah, that's dope. Jam Colex expose about the Krakoan News Network. Journalists anywhere there's a story, but will they get to tell the whole story unfiltered or skewed? Yes, the pulse for Krakoa.
Man, they say they want to make their own culture, they want to make their own, society, and having a media is part of that.
It's true. The new Ethan says, hey, Sal and Joel, thanks for all the awesome content from you two. Thank you very much, man. You've expanded my knowledge and love of comics by tons. Stay awesome. You too, man.
That means a lot.
Yeah, thanks for your support, dude. But yeah, so there's one more team that I had. It's one of those things where I'm like, I have a name. It's a story. You know what hasn't come into play at all?
Do tell.
The Savage Land.
Oh, yeah. Well, don't they have a thing there at X Corp where that's like where they're like cultivating flowers and stuff in the Savage Land?
That's right. Yeah, they're using it as like a growing place.
As a grow op.
That's right. Well, my idea was called Savage X-Men. And it was a title that I don't think ever existed yet, but I could be wrong. And it's just X-Men operating on the Savage Land, dealing with mutates and the fallout from Magneto's machinations there, protecting, now that we've got that on the table, the fields.
Got to protect our interests here.
Yeah, characters who have an innate knowledge and experience with the Savage Land, also because the X-Men are kind of like, hey, we're here, and you got to deal with it now, so get used to it. I can imagine, and they're swinging it around. I can imagine them doing that in the Savage Land too, where Kazar is like,
this is my place.
And they're like, yeah, actually, though, it's just you and a tiger, so no.
It's the starting of them being colonized. It's like, well, it feels like you guys just stepped on in and took land that didn't belong to you and are now acting like it belongs to you.
Right. It's like, yeah, but you're like a white blonde guy, so I don't think anyone's going to complain.
Yeah, we're not going to get any advocacy groups up our ass about this one.
Yeah. And then you have, Kazar and Shauna, Zabu putting together like their own, militia group to fight the X-Men.
It would be like a stealth book for Kazar is what it would be. It's like, look, it's an X-Men book, but it's really about Kazar, though.
Yeah, it's a Trojan Kazar book.
It's a Kazar book that people buy. Oh, man, that gets even better, too, because the X-Men are like, look, we can't actually fight Kazar, because if we do, that's going to cause an international incident. We're going to look like bad guys. That's why we need to hire the ex-mercenaries to go out. So they can hire Deadpool, and they can hire all these, like, affiliated characters who might not be mutants, but who are part of the family. Like Maverick. We'll get Maverick back for that.
There we go. Yeah.
And yes, I know Maverick is working for like the CIA, but still, they'll get again. He's a mercenary. You just got to pay him more.
That's right. Yeah. And the X-Men have money to spare.
Get Lady Deathstrike in that team too. And yeah, it's the ex-mercenaries versus Kazar.
Yeah. Tristan asked what we think of the X-Men or the Hellfire Gala outfits. I think they're cool.
Yeah. Again, I'm no fashionista, but a lot of them look really cool.
Yeah. I wish Project Runway was relevant so that they could have made them.
Oh, man. That would have been a great freaking crossover.
Yeah. Because I know that What was it? I remember when James Gunn,
Tim Gunn.
Tim Gunn appeared.
James Gunn's brother.
Yes, exactly. But Tim Gunn, the original host, one of them of Project Runway, he appeared on. He appeared in Marvel Comics. He was a comic book fan. There's a cute little video of him judging Marvel costumes.
Love it.
I was like, man, they already had that, and I remember that was back when like Quesada was in charge, and Marvel was like just trying to be relevant. And I'm like, this would be a great challenge to redesign Marvel costumes
into high fashion.
I was like, they never did it. So insane.
Who's your favorite Hellfire Gala redesign? Mine, believe it or not, is Dawkins, because I love he still needs to be in everyone's. I'm going to be shirtless, no shoes, and my suit is going to have my dude bro tattoo on it. Fuck all of you.
You got to see my dude bro tattoo. Otherwise, what am I?
I just love that, where it's like everyone is like putting in 110%, and Dawkins like, I must be abrasive even while in high fashion.
Yes. I gotta tell you, like, one of my favorites is Rogue. I just like how Rogue looks. I like how she carries herself. I'm shocked that she looks the way she does. I was kind of hoping that, like, because she's a Southern belle from Georgia, that she'd be more of a debutante. But
yeah, she'd turn that knob up all the way.
But you know what? Like, you got some way. Like, she looks fierce, and I'm a fan. I also like Colossus's outfit.
Like what, looking like an old Russian czar and everything. That's pretty tight. Even Banshee looks better than Banshee has looked in years.
Yeah, no, these outfits are dope, and I'm a fan. I also like Quanon's suit or outfit.
Also pretty solid. I love the Hellions didn't get invited to the party.
Yeah, and then they show up and they give you every reason why they shouldn't have been invited.
Oh yeah. There's one in every family, right? The ones you don't invite.
Exactly. And I'm not wild about Emma's like head thing that like represents her powers, but I appreciate it. I'm like, that's cool.
She has a couple outfits, doesn't she? Because that's
of course,
because it's my party.
Yes. I remember in high school going to a black and white party for the first time, and the only time, in fact. I didn't know what the idea was. They were just like, it's a black and white party. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? They're like, you got to wear black and white. You got to wear like a black suit. And I'm like, I guess I could do that. I have that. And you go, and then the hostess wears a red dress. I didn't know that was a thing. She comes down the stairs, and I'm like, this is a really cool thing we're doing right now. It, of course, was a high school party, so it devolved into debauchery and like snorting pixie sticks. But the point being,
always.
that opening moment where like we're all in black and white, and this red dressed woman descends the staircase. I'm like, oh. High school's going to be pretty cool.
So this is why we have galas, huh? This is why rich people throw fancy parties, for this feeling.
Right? Like legit that was like late fall my freshman year of high school. It never really got cooler than that.
No.
But I was like, this is where we're going? All right. It didn't hurt that Spin Volleyball also was a game that was played at that party. And I was like, oh my God, high school rules. Yeah, I was wrong about that. But anyway, just some guy with a mustache with a big bad surprise. Thank you so much, man. It's great to see you, dude. Thank you so much for your support. It's always really appreciated. He says, hey, Sal, I'm very, truly sorry that I couldn't get you your birthday present on time. Dude, do not worry about it. It is not, but you didn't have to get me anything. Truly and honestly, I do appreciate it for your
presence is my present.
Exactly. Take this as compensation until that happens. Don't worry, man. We'll get them. We'll get them. I don't know who they are.
We'll get them. But they know who they are.
Let's keep it less threatening, but I appreciate it, man. And thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you all, by the way, for your birthday wishes. I do appreciate it. I missed one. We have Rebel Friend who says, thanks for keeping my morale up before I have to work a 12-hour shift. That sucks. But thank you very much for being here, and hopefully you'll dig the show. But yeah, man, thank you, Mustache, for your support, for your help. You've been fighting the good fight for a very long time. He made a video. It was just like, go subscribe to Comic Pop. I was like, man, you didn't do that, but thank you very much. So yeah, thank you, dude. It's incredibly generous and kind. Angel Smith, how's this for a pitch? Book's called X's, a team of C-string mutants that no one cares about, striving to be the best X-Men team. It's written to be a comedy like Superior Foes and led by Thunderbird.
I mean that's kind of what Hellions is, isn't it? A bunch of like second string. We don't know what to do with any of you. Havoc, you used to be like high tier, but now you're on like the kids table team.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like, oh,
is Bastion still in your head? I feel like we didn't deal with that.
Is Bastion even here?
Yeah, he's in my brain. He talks to me sometimes.
Great.
Bastion says, "Pass the milk."
Right. Dizzy C, a Quiet Council book. Yes,
I'm sure that's not a thing.
They're the reason for some of the most messed up things in Krakoa, and we only know their stuff tangentially. I agree. That's weird.
Then again, I guess it like adds to the quietness of the Quiet Council that they only exist in the background of every book, and you don't know what they're doing all the time.
That's fair. That's fair. New type JB Lee with teams. I will support any lineup that has Jubilee. I always thought it was unfair that Kitty gets all the love and attention from editors and writers, Whedon and Ellis, but not poor Jubes. Honestly, Jubilee is the replacement for Kitty Pryde.
Yes.
And then all the editors were like 40 and 50, and the writers were too, and they're like, but I remember Kitty though.
Yeah, so it's gonna be Kitty now.
Yeah, and Jubilee never really got a good status quo enough for them to go for anyone to be like, I remember Jubilee fondly.
They made her a vampire for many years.
Yeah, that should tell you everything that you need to know about like how much they regarded Jubilee.
I almost had Jubilee on my international team, but I decided, maybe don't go Asian American, maybe go full like Chinese guy. So I put Collective Man on my team because I'm like, he's like five guys who come together. The spirit of the communist system there. When we all pull together.
Yeah. No, but I agree. Like Jubilee was my Kitty Pryde, so I'm right there with you, man. Justice for Jubes. And I feel really weird, like her adopted kid Shogo is like a dragon, and I'm like, are they gonna just make them go we need to do something else with Jubilee. And I feel like turning Shogo into a dragon and living in another world and being like, they're not gonna be a person anymore.
Yeah, but what's better, he's a dragon, or in the future he becomes Sentinel X, the Iron Man member of the X-Men?
Yeah, I guess dragon.
I guess too.
Got any more?
Yeah, I had a couple there. So I talked about Collective Man. I thought it would be interesting that, we're trying to build a nation. So we actually have like a card-carrying communist on our team too.
Totally, yeah.
Collective Man is like, yes, this mission is important, but what are we going to seize the means of production here on Krakoa?
Tomorrow.
Jeez, Collective Man, you keep pitching that one. Another room. Again, every team needs a comedy one. I almost put Siren on here because we haven't seen Siren in a bit. Seen a lot of Banshee, not a lot of Siren, but I thought the Irish one should be Molly Fitzgerald, Shamrock. She literally has the luck of the Irish.
Oh my god. Yeah, we haven't seen Shamrock in a while, and the last time I think she was played for laughs. So
she owned a bar, and she didn't even have her luck powers anymore.
No. Weird.
So, she can be like the POV character. She comes to Krakoa, tries to get her powers back in the Crucible and everything, and they end up putting her on the UN team.
There we go.
Because, she's the likable one.
Give her a new name, though.
Shamrock.
Shamrock sucks.
What does Shamrock actually mean in Gaelic? Give her like a fun Gaelic name.
There we go. Yeah.
Shillelagh.
No, that's just the same thing. That's like calling her Blarney Stone. That doesn't work.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't. What's warrior in Celtic? That's a good one.
Just call her Braveheart. They're Scottish, but whatever.
Close enough, says Xavier as he walks away.
I don't care, says Xavier.
I have more important things to do. Look at the size of my helmet.
Yeah. Technically, Layok or Locke?
Layok sounds pretty good.
Yeah, there you go. That's warrior.
Yeah, Layok. Formerly Shamrock.
Yeah. It's still got the hard K at the end.
Then, of course, you have a story with her and Domino where it's like, but who's luckier, though?
Yeah. I expect that the only time you're going to see those two characters interact is at the Hellfire Gala, just trying to, outluck each other.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm going to flip a coin. Yeah, what's it going to be? Well, we can't both be right. Oh, it landed on side again.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's rolling away. And they're chasing after it, just embarrassing themselves.
How was no one told that story where two mutants with very similar luck-based powers try and one-up each other in, bar games?
Yeah, and they did that in Ten of Swords. With
That's
the one
right.
If you never lose, it's like... And when they said, what would happen if you fought Domino? They would lose.
That would be even better than that one comes in there. It's like, you're both stupid. I win.
Yeah.
I'm literally that kid in the playground. You can't beat me. My power is I always win.
The Captain Coon. Here's my $1 million X book, Wolverines, and has Logan, Laura, Gabby, and Jimmy. He's in space at the moment. Marvel prints this. They bring in money. You are... listen, apparently, there is a demand for a Wolverines book.
Apparently.
They made one. It did not do well, but you're the second person to suggest a Wolverine book, so I don't blame you.
My thing is who they're going to fight, because Sabretooth is in the middle of the island right now, so that's their number one villain off the table.
Yeah, what Wolverine villain? They've already dealt with Omega Red, Lady Deathstrike, maybe.
Do we do Ogun again? Do we do Romulus again?
No. I guess you could do the Weapon X program.
Yeah, where's Cornelius at these days? I guess Wolverine killed him at the end of Death of Wolverine.
Dead. I think
he's an AI. They backed him up as a robot somewhere.
He's a Sentinel now. Orcus got him. I don't know.
Oh yeah, or like he had like a son or secret apprentice you didn't know about that Orcus recruits. And it's like, we want you to work for us, Cornelius Jr.
There you go. See, there you go. Wolverines are fighting Orcus because you never see them unless like it's really, 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 really important.
They're using them shockingly sparingly. I thought like, oh, they're going to be their Hydra, they're going to be their Cobra, they're going to be fighting them every week in this new era of X-Men. No, actually.
Yeah. King Sport Cole says, Xavier's helmet is lame to me. Domino wins fatality.
I kept thinking the helmet was supposed to hide some, that he was going to take it off and his face was going to be all messed up, or there was going to be another guy under there, but they never did that.
Well, they did it in a way where he has different color eyes. He has blue eyes sometimes, he has brown eyes other times.
Interesting.
Like, he has blue eyes when he's wearing the helmet, he has brown eyes in the flashbacks with Moira, so draw your own conclusions. Also, his helmet didn't come off until it was blown off his head by a sniper's bullet, so...
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are there a couple Xaviers running around? You think he's got body doubles to try and protect himself like all leaders of Rogue Nations?
I know there's something there. Maybe it's multiple X-Men, or maybe it's multiple Xaviers. I don't know. It'd be funny. It's like Xavier doesn't even live here. I got little Xaviers running around. I'm actually in Shi'ar space.
Yeah, really hanging out with my family that I don't do anything with.
Exactly.
I love his alien daughter got kidnapped and he couldn't even bring himself to go and he sent his people.
Go get her, I guess. I don't know.
And when his son Legion showed up, he was crapping his pants. Oh, fuck, David, you're here. Oh, God.
Ditzy C. Excavate. Characters in existing X books have been noticing oddities in Krakoa, such as North Star and Legion and Wolverine. So a team to figure out what's not right with Krakoa and then discover Moira.
Like Indiana Jones. I put North Star on my team too because he was on X Factor and he's not anymore because that book's not there. And obviously you need a Canadian guy on this team, so why not North Star?
There we go. Any more teams or creative? Do we have anybody?
I had one last person for my international team, and that was Gentle, who is both half Russian and half Wakandan. So I thought that would be a very interesting mix to put on there. And he's a pacifist.
Oh, okay.
So what an interesting... He's the guy who tries to solve every problem with words before Silver Samurai's like, no, we solve it with swords. Keep pitching that, Harada, every time.
Yeah, that's always your go-to, dude. And it's like, yeah, because I skipped out on the friggin' sword event.
Yeah, really, and now I got to get my reps in.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he runs off, Gentle's like, Vibranium's better than what you got. Just
no!
The fuck you say?
Yeah. Nicest dork around. X-Men Avengers. Yes, that was an event that happened. And that's it. We want to thank you so much for hanging out with us. Listen, this is a great episode. This is a lot of fun. Let us know in the comments down below if you're catching this after the fact. What would be your ideal X-Men team? Put it in the comments. Otherwise... you can catch more of us here on this channel on ComicPop Returns. Make sure to sub to ComicPop Prime because you'll never miss back issues that way. And you can always follow Joel and his various places that he Joels.
Yes, indeed I do. At the Cape Joel channel. Be sure to check out my channel today specifically because we just launched the new episode of Capes and Crooks. That's the supervillain Suicide Squad D&D game that I play with a bunch of other fun comic book YouTubers. So you want to check that one out.
Also, you can catch us on patreon.com/comicpop, where there'll be more conversation, and I don't even know what it's going to be about, but it's going to be a lot of fun, so you can catch that over there. We'll see you guys next time. I'm Sal.
I'm Joel.
So long, everybody.
Bye-bye.